What's up, Reefers? This is Alex Wilson, and this is more of my video log where you can learn from my mistakes. So come and check it out. And here we are. I'm doing more of the innovative marine Powerhead. This is a 2,500 gallon per hour versus the 1,500 gallon per hour that I have in my 20 gallon quarantine. And yeah, this one's pretty impressive that it can have such a strong surge, just the one small 2,500 gallon per hour on this actual lowest setting right there. And that it's just the one on the one side right there. It's definitely has a really good wave action going across the top right here, as well as down, just nice wave flow in the actual aquarium itself. Right, Yellow Tang is crazy. We got wave action in here. He's loving it in here. He's like surfing on the waves. He's going crazy. Doesn't know what to do. Freaking out about the new pump that used to be his home, hanging out under the MP60, but now he's got this wave thing right here. He doesn't know what to do about it. Alright, well there it is. It's pretty cool, but I thought I would go ahead and see. Here's a shot of the actual pump right here. Wavelink Innovative Marine. Okay, technically it's the 8402 model. Alright, so let's check it out and see what it does if we increase the flow on this guy right here. And I have the little controller on this side of it just out of that convenience, so it's like easier to get to for me here. And like quickly has a quick unplug right here, just like a quick release, so that you could quickly release it right there, and then I could just to easily remove the pump and to clean it right. Alright, so here's the mode A, and this is what they're calling the wave or the sine mode. We'll call them the sine mode technically, right? Alright, so you hit this button right here and you can switch through the different modes right there, A, B, down to F, and it has on the instructions explaining what each one is. I believe so. The A is the sine, like I said, and B is surge and pulse, and then you can see is like pulse, and D is just stream. And so each one has a different setting on there, and it says in instructions which is which. And it also has, alright, so we click right here and increases the speed, and then it has this dial right here going from minimum to max, right? And so yeah, it depends on the frequency that you want to change your wave function, right? So right on this one right here, it's on its minimum level, and so I can experiment. Usually I put it on either a minimum or a max to kind of get the different effect that I'm looking for, right? And so yeah, okay, it's on 1 right here, so let's go and see what happens if we increase it up to, so it goes from 1 to 9. So let's try 4, see what 4 does, and check it out up here and see what 4 does as far as increasing the wave surge in here. Yep, so there it is. Definitely got more of a wave. It takes a couple minutes for it to start get going, but definitely right, Yellow Tang. So you got the elegance starting to blow up right there a little bit. So yep, that's pretty good. Pretty good surge. Let's go crazy. Let's go ahead and try it on the 9. See what it does. On maxed out, 100% maxed out what this pump can do on the surge mode. So see 4, 7, 8, 9. Alright, 9, there it is. Let's see what it can do right here. It's probably gonna stir things up in there a little bit. And so yeah, this is the equivalent of an MP10 as far as the gallons per hour, so it's kind of, that would be the closest model to the innovative marine system. So yeah, there it is. Definitely much more of a violent wave pattern surge going across here. Let's see. And then if I had another one on the other side, I'd get much more of a violent getting one coming from one direction and the other one coming from the other direction. So yep, there it is. Definitely is a pretty good surge on it. Definitely happy and like about it. But it's definitely probably too much flow for a lot of my large polyp corals, such as this guy here and the other large polyp corals in here. But yeah, alright, there it is. Yeah, so definitely like it as far as that goes. On this one here, I've also have the alkalinity was it's chronically high. It's still high, was about 11, but now it's gone down. So I think it's gone down a little bit. It's at 10.7, so I think it's trending down now. And the nitrates are at 6 parts per million, and the phosphates are at 0.05 parts per million. And the same thing with my 20 gallon over there. It's just, except the nitrates are at 4 parts per million. Same thing, and the phosphate is 0.05 parts per million, and the alkalinity is at 10. So it's also going down a little bit. And on these guys, I'm putting in a half a dose of the CCAM's Reef Plus. Actually, really liking the Reef Plus product right there. It's adding in my vitamins, trace elements, and amino acids right there. It's a 3-in-1. So really good. I mean, just a half a dose. So seeing if that, I don't know what's increasing my alkalinity a little bit, but coral uptake is pretty low right now. So that's what I'm doing there. And I've also just run the protein skimmers on these guys. I have removed the granulated ferric oxide. I've also removed the bio pellets there that I use for the nitrates, and the granulated ferric oxide to pull down the phosphates. So yep, that's it. And look, definitely clouding up my water, stirring it up. Got a bunch of particles here on the higher flow level. So let's check it out. Duncan over here is all closed up because of the excess flow. White bubbles closed up. Green bubbles holding on. Goniopora is over there getting blasted, but getting a little blasted there. So yep, alright, and the Acroporas over here should be liking it. Plenty of flow right there. So yeah, just to see, you gotta turn that down a little bit. Alright guys, well that's it on that one. Let's check out the coral quarantine system over here. So this one right here, I have it on the same mode right here. This is on number 2. And this is the A side on the same mode. And there it is. So it's got the nice surge. Gives a nice flow and back to the corals. There they are right there. And on this one right here, I also put in this I also had it right here before, but I just had it sitting there. This is just the line in right here from, as far as if the power goes out as a backup, and it's just an air pump. So I just have it on there. So to secure it better, I've just put some L's right there. Sits right in there and drains. Power goes out and turns on. What is it? Well, it's just the battery operated air pump, right? That's pretty common in the freshwater aquariums right now. Let's take a look at it down here. Yeah, so it's just this little cheap little air pump right there. It's nothing fancy. The power goes out, boom, and then it has its own battery pack in there, so it'll last a little while, at least maybe a day or two. And yeah, it's gonna make a mess when it turns on too, because it turns on right and it's just bubbles up right there, so it can make a little bit of a mess. So I wish I had a better option as far as being able to have the power head right there going, or at least the pump that's in my Aquamax protein skimmer hang on the back system right there, where we do that as well. You know, it has that already built into it. But in the worst, you know, so this is what I'm doing instead of that. Just have a simple airline tube going straight down in there. When it turns on, it's gonna bubble up and make a little bit of a mess, and that's happened a couple times. So no big deal on that. Also, so let's check out. Here's the other. There's the other wave maker controller right there on level 2. Yeah, my wire mess down there right there. Nothing fancy, just ugly wire mess. And other than that, it's just water changes on these guys. I do not do routinely water changes on these guys. I just, in the listers I have, but it's just kind of like an emergency water changes only. A couple times I've overdosed on my alkalinity supplements there with the Alpha Reef and some other airs like that, you know, overdose, maybe the something, maybe it was the Nopox. So yeah, just for major emergencies like that. Other than that, just trying to keep track of the nitrates and the phosphates and going with that. And so good so far. In theory, you know, it could be like if you get just there's unknown pollutants in there that can be building up. So that's one of the theories why it's, you know, good to be doing regular water changes all the time. So not recommend this for everyone to do. This is just what works for me, so I'm going with it for now. Seems to be doing okay like that. And here's a shot of that green micro musa right there out. Good public extension, looking to be fed right there. Feed these guys a little bit of canned tuna. That's right, I said canned tuna, and the reason that I used it too is I just have it, but it's also good because that I like the way it's stringy enough, you know, like solid enough where I can actually grab the pieces and then stick the individual pieces into the polyps, the tentacles themselves, because otherwise it's too small to direct feed them, you know, just with my actual hands. So that's one of the good things about it. Alright guys, well I guess that's it for this update, but check back on the next one. Happy reefing. Bye.